Alright guys, for today's video we are going to be going over the single best tractor mods in Farming Simulator 25. This is PC and console, so console guys stick around. This is only the ones you can find in the mod hub. We're not going over any of the other ones. If it's not in the mod hub, it's not crossplay, I'm not going over it. The game finally has enough tractor mods, in the game to actually do this list, so that's pretty cool. So anyways guys, let's get into the list. And now starting off the list, we have this goofy looking Axion 930 Proto Terra track. Okay, the reason why this one's here is because this thing's unique. This is what you think of when you see mods. You're going to think of something like this, right? You're not going to think of, a real tractor. Well, you might. But when people say, hey, I modded Farming Simulator, this is the kind of goofy stuff you expect to see. It's just a little, I think it's supposed to be a remote control tractor, but you can drive it, which is kind of cool. It does go 25 miles an hour. It's on the slow end. 355 horsepower for 225 is very cheap, though. That's a lot of horsepower for not a lot of money. You're going to be hard pressed to find a better deal than that in the base game or even in some of the mods. There's $220 tractors that have 140 horse, so this is definitely a pretty solid value. It is very funny looking though, but it is kind of unique. So that's why I have it starting off the list, and why it makes the list is because it is so unique. And like I said, this is what a mod should be. It's a mod feeling tractor. Does that mean it's the best? No, but it is cool, and it's going to start off the list. And coming in at number 6, we've got the Deutz Fahr DX3 series. The four-wheel drive one in particular, two-wheel drive tractors are just kind of, worthless. The reason why this one's here is because this thing's dirt cheap. I mean, it's 20 grand. Yes, it's only 65 horsepower, but, for 20 grand, I mean, this is solid for first tractor in a game, especially on those 0 to hero runs. This will fill that niche for that perfectly. You can add a little bit of horse and get up to 71, which I don't even know if 3 grand's worth it, but, for 3 grand, why not? It's got the canopy or no canopy, so it looks cool. Especially for you orchard fellas, you kind of know, like, the canopies aren't always common everywhere, so you guys know that. You can get twin wheels on it, all that stuff. Front fenders, a little bit of, I kind of like them on there actually, but you have different attachments you can use as a front loader. It's a nice little putting around the farm tractor. I think if you're doing like sheep or cows or in a small operation, this is probably a good tractor to have on the farm. Is it the greatest one? Obviously not, but for 20K, why not have one? So I kind of like this one, especially if you're doing 0 to hero runs. Great first tractor to have for that, and it does fill some niches. Definitely the cheapest tractor you can get in the game, and it's better. It looks like it should be cheap too, unlike the other cheap tractor in the game. I think it's like 30K, but you guys are the base game ones, yeah. So this one's better than that. I prefer this one, so that's why this one makes number 6 on the list. Coming in at number 5, we have the Klaus Axion 960 930 Terra track. I have this one on here because the rear track is just kind of cool. It's a decent tractor too, 300 and you can get 445 horse, which is very respectable. 24 miles an hour, which is the slow end, but it does get its job done. And then you can get different tire options. But the tracks in the back is what kind of separates this one. It's just a cool looking tractor. It's definitely a little unique. And if you're playing on any kind of hilly map, this is definitely kind of the one you want, like a Hunte Pantai map like that, or some of the DLC ones that are starting to drop. The tracks in the back just kind of add a little bit of gusto to it, which is nice. And it looks good too. Just a little variety, a little bit unique. That's why I have it here. It's got the CVT, which is, essential on these nicer tractors. 390 is pretty expensive for it, but, it gets the job done. And it's a solid tractor for sure. So coming in at number 5, we got the Axion 960. Coming in at number 4 here, we have the John Deere 4755. I actually have this somewhat as a tie with another tractor, which would be the this Valmet 8750. They're basically identical. Basically, it's whichever one you prefer as far as color goes. I'm fine with either one. I tie them here at this spot simply because they're a budget tractor that you're going to be using a lot of, especially early in your playthroughs. 190 horsepower for 85,000 bucks. The John Deere is the same thing for 75,000. Really cheap tractors. Got the 3-point in the front. Has the whole setup. Are they the prettiest thing? Absolutely not. But they get the job done, and you're gonna have a lot of these, right? The only really comparison is the Argo Star that's already in the game for 90,000, I think. So it's a hair cheaper with a hair less horsepower. 190 horsepower is enough to do a lot of the beginner level tasks, but it's not gonna last you very long. But it is a good complementary tractor, and it looks pretty solid too. I like the John Deere look. It's kind of an old John Deere look. This Valtra is, some people might like this a little better, but this one looks a little too close to the Argo Star for me. So since it's replacing the Argo Star, why would I not just get the Argo Star? It's a little more expensive, which is why the John Deere edges this one out a tad. But I kind of have them tied in fill the same category. So that's what we have here. We got the Valtra and the John Deere. All right, guys, we're going to take a little break in the video so I can ask you guys, if you're enjoying the video so far, like the video, let me know in the comments, what is your favorite tractor? Do you agree with my list so far? What's your favorite one of the DLC? Do any of these DLC top out the base game ones or not? I'm just kind of curious what you guys think on that. But yeah, anyways, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's get back into the video. And now coming in at number 3, we have the JCB Fast Track Icon 4000. Now, again, as some of the tractors on here are here for strictly statistical reasons, this one's here just because I like it and it's unique. It's the only JCB tractor in the game available at the moment, I believe. Certainly the only medium one, and there definitely isn't a large one. There's like 3 brands. But the reason why I have it on here is because it gives you some variety in your lineup, right? Typically, you're stuck with like one of the 4 main options. You got your Fendt, your John Deere, your Case, kind of. There's like 1 Case, and New Holland, which there's like 1 of. So this just gives you some more color in your fleet, right? Is it the best tractor? No, but I do like the look of it, and I do like the variability that it adds to the game. A little bit of spice of life, you know. We're 4 or 5 months into the game's release at this point, and, you know, you're starting to want to mix it up a little bit. This is the tractor for you. So, number 3 on the list, I have the JCB. Total personal preference. Definitely not here for the stats, but number 3. And now coming in at number 2, we have a little bit of a different one here. This is the Fendt Xylon 524. Now, the reason why this one is here is, as you can see, it's not that great of a tractor necessarily, right? 31 miles an hour, which is solid, but only 147 horse, which is not that great. However, where this thing makes up for it is it's $5,700, but it has attachments, right? You can attach a sprayer to it. You can attach a front loader to it, and it just looks good, right, when you have the full setup on it. So that's kind of why I have it on the list this high. It is the ultimate sprayer rig. You're not beating it for the price. There's a cheaper one here for $37,000. It does the exact same thing, just a little slower. But, you know, this better one, $60K. Instead of buying an $80K tractor and throwing a $40K sprayer on the back, you can buy this thing for $60K and throw a $6,000 sprayer on the back, and it's going to be faster than that $80K tractor option. So it's going to be cheaper and faster for spraying. Ultimate sprayer in the game, especially at this price point. You really can't beat it, and it looks good, right? It doesn't look good like this, obviously, but once you get all the attachments on it, it looks very, very good. Big fan of it. Highly recommend it for your playthroughs. Again, Fendt Xylon 524 comes in at number 2. And finally, coming in at number 1, we have the Klaus Xerion 5000-4500. This thing is awesome, right? It goes 31 miles an hour, which is sick. You can stick a big old motor on it, 530 horsepower, which is sick. It has option for tracks, which is awesome. And more importantly, you can put a front loader on you can put a 3-point in the front, which is not common for these bigger, faster, stronger tractors. With 530 horse, I believe this comes in towards the top of the total available tractors. Maybe not the top highest possible you can get, but it's certainly up there, right? And it's a beast. There's no doubt about it. This thing has tons and tons of power. It drives well. It drives fast. It has the 3-point in the front. It's got everything going for it. And, you know, if I go into the base game here and I look at the large tractors, right? It's sitting at the top of horsepower options. So you got this one here, you know, 415. This one's 530. These are the modded ones. But like even the big dogs are struggling a little bit. It's about as strong as like this Fendt here. But it's certainly the strongest one that you can get with a 3-point in the front. The only competitor here is the 8RX and the Fendt 1000 Vario. But it tops that, right? So this Klaus here, definitely the moneymaker. Definitely the way to go. So the Klaus 5,400 or 4,500. This is the best tractor in the game. Modded tractor in the game, hands down. That's all I have for the video today, guys. If you watched the video and you enjoyed it, please hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe, share it with your buddies, and yeah, become a channel member if you want to help support the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. You don't have to, obviously. Just asking. Yeah, so anyways, peace out.